Today, Precarious plays
Hades. I think that we've covered a lot of the ways that Zagreus improves in a mostly permanent fashion.
Yeah.
Run to run, it's a lot. So I would say that, what are the big ones? There are your active boons, the ones that correspond to your core functions, so your dash, your attack, your special, your call, which I can't demonstrate right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, basically everything on the left side of the screen.
Yeah.
Those are all of your actives. Then there are the passives, the passive boons. So here's a very basic example, Sweet Surrender. I got this from Aphrodite. It actually doesn't do anything right now, which sucks, because I got rid of my thing that casts weak. Weak afflicted foes are more susceptible to damage.
Okay.
It's not a huge loss because it was just the common version, so it just wasn't very good. So all of that you just sort of acquire as you go. In the lower right-hand corner, there's money that you get over time. Did you see that? Ah! Sorry, Chaos. I needed that money. Your HP, your maximum HP improves over a run. You can get at least one passive bonus that applies from the start of the run. That's rough. I have Athena's boon.
I have a question that I think you partially answered just as you've been talking about this.
Hit me.
But do you ever feel like a lot of times when you're playing a roguelike, you'll just look at a run and go, well, this is trash, and then restart? I mean, it seems like that hasn't really happened to you. Except for once.
Yeah.
I mean, do you ever... How do you feel about this game's ability to keep you engaged even when you're not getting what you want? Or what you thought you wanted?
I have managed a victory in a surprising number of circumstances. So I mean, it's pretty high. And
how is it actually encouraging you to continue to participate? Like, is it just that everything is good, like you said, or is it just that interesting? Is it just interesting? Like, what is it that keeps you going when things aren't stacking up the way that you think that they should? Especially early on, because, like, that...
Hey! It's my buddy.
Hope you don't mind if I cut in here, Zagreus.
This is a really good prank they play on you the first time, because I can't imagine... I have to imagine that because of the way they introduce it, most people think that they've stumbled across, like, a roving boss or something.
Yeah.
And I love this. This is Thanatos. He is death. He shows up and basically helps you with an extra hard wave.
Yeah.
If you beat his score, he gives you a maximum health. I'm going to call it a heart container for our purposes here. He gives you a heart container. No, wait, I know it. It's a centaur heart. That's what those are called. He gives you a centaur heart and then, like, says something pithy and leaves. And it's adorable because I think very understandably, people are like, okay, I'm about to have to fight death.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, because death is on your side.
Yeah.
And that's sort of like the game.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the reasons why I'm encouraged to keep going. It's because of Zagreus's attitude and the game's attitude. Normally, because games are often pretty shit, most games are awful dungeon masters.
Yeah, they're like, look, you died. Watch me rub your face in it.
Outdid me once again there, huh? I have to admit, you're not as bad at all of this as I expected. First I found you, I was certain that you had no chance at all.
I seem to have this whole easy to underestimate thing about me based on a decent sum of my relationships. In any case, I always welcome your appearances out here. I know it's not been easy for you, Than.
That's fair as an assessment, I would say. But then again, it's never been an easy time for me. I know I have to do my job, but I don't have to keep on helping you like this.
This is a long one.
What, you're telling me this is it? You're just going to leave me to my own devices then? I've proved myself to you, something like that?
No, you deadbeat, I'm telling you the opposite. Why do you think I keep on showing up? You may not really need me, Zagreus, but I will take these opportunities to help. I take it that's all right.
So wait, you guys haven't already had this version of this conversation?
No, and that was a big one. Because it
Yeah.
unlocked the rest of his meter.
That's cool.
I don't know how I feel about... I think... So one thing that I haven't explored, this is going to get us way off track. Hold on. So one thing that I haven't explored is that some characters, 2 of them now, have this little, like, Cupid arrow, which I think implies a sort of potential for a romantic relationship.
Dusa?
I guess so.
I mean, alright.
And I don't know how... Like, there's been... I've been brushing it off. I've been going back and forth on it the whole game. There's this sort of odd sexual tension between Zagreus and Thanatos. And I was like, no, it's just because they're both handsome. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, nah, this is just like a beautiful people being beautiful around one another effect that I'm suffering
But
from.
now you can see that maybe it is actually, like, love.
But I don't know how I feel about that because they...
Hey, that's
Oh no. Okay, very briefly. I can't hear if they're done talking. I don't want to interrupt. Okay, so the subtitles went away, so that's got to be good enough. Thanatos is definitely one of Nyx's kids,
Oh,
and Zagreus spent his entire life up until the start of the game thinking that he was. So Thanatos and Zagreus should have grown up thinking that they were biologically at least half brothers.
Yeah.
And I thought about that and I was like, so no, it's they're not being romantic with one another. And then I was like, wait, this
What mythology are we in?
exactly back on the table, boys. Boys are back on the table. But I still, because they reframe a lot of the relationships, like so Zeus, for example, they make a lot of his like gallivanting across the countryside, boning everybody, something that he's like, he's bullshitting. He's just talking big.
Oh, I see. So he's actually very faithful most of the time.
I don't know about that, but he hasn't. So Demeter is like, if you'd listen to his bullshit, you'd think that he'd have sired half the mortal countryside. and they
And that's
do,
his wife, everyone.
They do. No, not Demeter. Hera.
Hera's his wife.
Yeah. Hera's not. She's not one of the gods that's available. I think that there are some strange absences. Specifically, is Apollo the sun god?
I thought that the chariot guy that's Poseidon's buddy was the one who pulled the sun across the sky.
Well, I think that it's weird that there isn't a fire one with fire effects. Is the point? So they're both here. This is new. This is brand new.
I thought we might run into you, but how strange to see you face to face out here, lad. To see this place myself, I still can't quite believe any of this.
He really can't. Though I keep telling him it's true. Nothing's accomplished without risk, isn't that so? But we of course have you to thank, stranger. Our troubles needn't have been your concern.
This is a great little touch. Every time you've spoken with this gentleman the entire game, it's been this sad, depressed, defeated, like, looking down on him. He's in a sitting position on the ground in the game world, but also in his art. And he looks defeated in his character portrait.
Oh,
This
and
is
now this is a new character portrait even?
Yeah, with him standing with a spear. Yeah.
This is so sweet. So they're in love, right?
Yeah. Oh my god.
And they get to be together finally?
Yeah. It's rough listening to the end of Achilles' life because I don't even know if I can say it without getting emotional. Patroclus. he was killed, and Achilles flew into a rage and basically ended a war on his behalf.
Mm-hmm.
And his last wish before dying was that their ashes be intermingled.
Mm.
And whenever you tell him that, that's the turning point where he's like, well, fuck all of this shit then. Let's do something about this.
Yeah.
Nonsense, sir. You're my friend. And Achilles. I don't know where I would even be if not for you.
So he didn't know?
No, because he had already died. And word never reached him because that's not... It feels a little too intimate to share, like, across the countryside.
Yeah.
Well, no need to get emotional, is there? We Myrmidons, we're not the sentimental type. Achilles is simply on break, is all. From a demanding job. You've a demanding job as well, so here, my customary gift.
And see, this is one of the greatest tricks I think that the game pulls. There, in the first 3 layers, there's a famous figure you can find. You can find Sisyphus and his boulder, Boldy, in Tartarus. You can find Eurydice in Asphodel, and you can find Patroclus in Elysium. They make them all helpful, which immediately endears them to you.
Mm-hmm.
They give you some powerful bonuses. So it's funny. They give him all, just living here, he gets like a supply of these every day.
Yeah.
So he can like fight and engage in glorious battle.
So he gives you like what, an extra sandwich?
Basically, yeah. he can either restore all of your death defiance, give you a powerful HP regen effect that heals you for 30% of your maximum HP whenever you go into a new chamber. Because I'm full on both of these, I'm going to get the rare delicacy of Cyclops Jerky Select, which for 10 encounters will increase my attack by 60. Or it increases the attack button's damage by 60%.
All yours.
Take care then.
Hooray! Now we can be super best friends.
This is so cute. Wait, so what's his job usually? Patroclus.
Chilling. He is because of Achilles wheeling and dealing with Hades, he was allowed into Elysium when maybe he shouldn't have quite made the cut.
So Achilles was like, hey, Hades.
I'll work for you forever.
If you just keep my man safe.
Yeah, and let him go to the goodest afterlife.
Oh.
The one that's for heroes. Yeah, although...
I'll keep my soul for now.
It's fine. It's fine. It's pretty funny because he has a lot of musings, depressed musings whenever you run into him before now.
Patroclus?
Yeah, and he looks around him at one point and he's like, oh, these idiots and like jerks, kings like Theseus are here.
Oh.
The Greek world has a fucked up view of what it means to be a hero. He doesn't use that harsh language, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah,
right?
he's like, I don't like this party that much.
Exactly. Yeah. He's
I'm
like,
here.
oh, good. And I don't even think that he knew for a long time that it was because of the deal Achilles made that he was here instead of somewhere else.
Well, what is Achilles' job? I mean, up until now that you got him out of his contract or whatever.
Training Zagreus and being a guard.
Okay.
Cool. Just guarding it's not. That makes it sound really underwhelming.
Yeah, but I mean, this is Heckham's we're talking about here.
His job is to guard the administrative chamber, which is a big deal, and also Hades' private chambers, which is a shocking display of trust.
Yeah.
From Hades.
Well, I'm sure that Hades understands when he has someone by the relationship. Like, right?
I'll pay for that.
I don't think so, because he trusted him with training Zagreus. Do I want to try to get more? I think I'm just gonna go for more health. I think I'm happy with the boons that I have.
Do you want to take a break here and then do another episode?
No, I messed it up. We had too many interesting little story beats that just unfolded. This was supposed to be the end of the whole session. Oh, but the file's gonna get all huge, and it took so long to remux it from OBS. Oh, it was making me nervous.
Let's just cut here and then start a new episode.
Yeah, I might go until, I might find the end of Elysium first.
Okay, that's fine.
Compromise.
We'll start. What if are there any potential for interesting conversation between here and there?
Only if I find a god.
Okay, well, we'll just catch that if it's time to catch that, right? Okay, all right, good. Plans, yes.